What is going on, guys? It's the Geass King and I am back with another deck profile, and this time I'm going to showcase to you guys my Windwitch Artifact Invoked deck profile. Now, I've been waiting to showcase this deck for a very long time, but I had to get the right build because I see a lot of deck profiles out there and they're all very different, and so is mine. Mine is way different from all the other builds you see out there, and I just wanted to showcase to you guys because I'm having such a blast with this deck. This is my favorite deck right now in the current format, besides the Dark Magician, obviously. But anyways, I've been having such a blast with this deck. Like I said, it's more like a stun-based deck. It's built to stop your opponent from special summoning using the extra card deck, using monster effects, and also having monsters on your side of the field that actually negate monster effects or actually can just disrupt your opponent's plays. But anyways, enough of me talking and rambling on. Let's just get right to the deck profile.
Time
Alright, to start things off, you want to run 3 Windwitch Ice Bell. Ice Bell is such a great card because if you draw her in your opening hand, you have a Clear Wind Synchro Dragon first turn that's unaffected by card effects. Keep that in mind. You want to open this card in your first hand. Now, the next card, you want to have 2 Windwitch Glass Bell. Glass Bell is a good card because you want to special summon her off of Ice Bell's effect, and if you do, your opponent automatically takes 500 points of damage. Really good. And also, Glass Bell's effect kicks in, allowing you to actually add another Windwitch to your hand, which leads us to our final Windwitch monster, Windwitch Snowbell. She's alright, but she's not really that great. Her effect is, if you have more than 2 wind monsters on the field, you can special summon them from your hand. That's an okay effect. The main reason why you run this card is, if you synchro summon a wind monster using this card as a tuner, that monster is unaffected by your opponent's card effects. That is great for Crystal Wing Synchro Dragon. I can't stress enough how good this engine is right here. But anyways, that's it for the Windwitch monsters. Put that to the side right there. Next, for the next engine of the deck, you want to run 3 Alistair the Invoker. Now, Alistair the Invoker is a great card, and here's why. He basically adds the invoked archetypes polymerization from the deck. To be honest, that fusion spell card is very dope. It can fusion summon from your side of the field or your graveyard or even your opponent's graveyard by banishing their monsters. If you ask me, that is a very amazing and fantastic effect. Anyways, that is it for your Invoked monster. For the next engine, as you can see by the title, I run the Artifact engine, and you want to run 3 Artifact Scythe. Scythe is so dope. Scythe basically says to your opponent, you cannot use your extra deck to special summon this turn when I'm special summoned. And to round them up, I run 1 Artifact Morale Attack. Morale Attack is pretty cool. He basically pops a monster when you special summon. That is pretty dope in my opinion. Anyways, that's it for the Artifact engine. Now for some hand traps, I run 2 Ghost Ogre Snow Rabbit, and sadly the 1 Maxi. As you guys might have known, Maxi got hit recently. He's down to 1, so I'll run it anyways. It's better to have 1 in the deck than none in my opinion. I love drawing free cards. Anytime you can draw an extra card off of Maxi is a good thing in my opinion. So why not run at least 1? If it's at 1, I'll run 1. I was pretty bummed out that it was cut to 1. I was running 2 at the time, but then the balance came. It got cut to 1. I basically added 1 card in the deck, and I do not regret it so far. And for the last card is 1 Blackluster Soldier. For those of you guys that do not know, and basically that is all of you, Blackluster Soldier is my 2nd favorite card of all time. Now, I don't want to bore you guys, but in the future I'm going to be releasing some videos on some stories I have with some of my personal favorite cards, and Blackluster Soldier and Avoid the Beginning will be one of them. So anyway, stick tuned for those videos coming out soon. But yeah, that rounds it up for the monsters. On to the trap cards. We'll run 3 Artifact Sanctum, and yes, I know they're in Japanese. I cannot afford a $120 set, so we're just going to stick to the Japanese versions. But anyways, you run 3 of this. This basically special summons your artifact monsters so they can activate their effects, either stopping your opponent from special summoning from the extra deck or actually popping a monster on the field. Next, you want to run 3 Dimensional Barrier. Yes, I know this card is also a proxy. Now, in my personal opinion, a lot of cards are actually very expensive, and that should not stop players from actually playing the deck they want to play. So I think the Orcas or proxies are actually pretty good to a certain degree. I do not agree with actually playing with proxies in a competitive tournament. That is just not okay. If you want to play competitive, you actually have to purchase the real cards. Since I'm not trying to play in a tournament with this deck, I'm playing with my Dark Magician. I'm going to use proxies for now, just to play around with the deck. Don't get me wrong, I love this deck to death, but I will not take it to a tournament. I actually would like to try to win with the Dark Magician, my favorite card of all time. So this deck, I don't mind running proxies. If you can afford them, buy them, and if you can't, it's alright, buddy. I'm here with you too. For the last trap card, 1 Solemn Warning. Everybody knows what Solemn Warning does. That's it for the trap cards. On to the spells. You want to run 3 Invocation. This card is the bomb. This card is the shit. The tits. Oh my goodness. I cannot express how good this card is. You must run 3 in my opinion. This card basically says fusion summon an invoked monster by using cards from your hand, your side of the field, or banish monsters from your graveyard or your opponent's graveyard. That is the key factor in this deck. This is why this deck actually is so fun to use, because it can actually banish your opponent's cards. Anyways, next you run 3 Terraforming. Terraforming is also a very good card. It basically searches out the next card we're about to go into, and that is 3 Magical Meltdown. Magical Meltdown is also a very, very good card. It basically adds Alistair the Invoker to your hand, and also that turn your opponent can't stop your fusion summoning. For the last 3 of, you want to run 3 Wonder Wand. Wonder Wand is very good since all your monsters are spellcasters. Equip it to the monster, draw 2, and since Invocation can use monsters from your graveyard or your opponent's graveyard, it does not hurt the deck at all. For your 2 of, you want to run 2 Mystical Space Typhoon. If you want to switch this for Twin Twister, go ahead. I just prefer these 2. For the next 2, you want to run 2 Instant Fusion. One last card, and that is Regeki. Board wipe, obviously. That's it for the spell cards. On to the extra deck. That 1 Crystal Wing Synchro Dragon. That 1 Black Rose Dragon. That 1 Windwitch Winterbell spellcaster. That 1 Clear Wing Synchro Dragon. That 1 Stardust Dragon. Okay, you run 1 Crystal Wing because obviously if you bring him out, he can be unaffected by your opponent's card effects. 1 Clear Wing because later on in the duel, if you don't have a Crystal Wing or a fusion, you can bring him out. Using your remaining Windwitches. Black Rose for either emergencies or you want to make it to look good. Stardust Dragon because it's a pretty good card. Then I run Windwitch Winterbell. Winterbell basically is to target a Windwitch in your graveyard, and your opponent loses 200 for each level that monster has. So I usually target the level 4 one. Your opponent basically loses 800 life points plus a 500 before. That is 1300. That means you're closer to your victory. Alright then. That's it for your synchros. Believe it or not, you want to run 1 Kaliga. Kaliga is dope. It basically tells you can only activate 1 effect and attack with only 1 monster. 1 Cocytus. It basically cannot be destroyed by opponent's card effects, and also can attack while in defense mode as a whopping 2900. Dope as hell. 1 Purgatrio. Purgatrio basically gains 200 for each card your opponent controls. It can attack all monsters your opponent controls once each, and also if it attacks the defense position monster, your opponent loses life points. Piercing. Pretty good. For the only 3 of in the deck, and the only card you need 3 of, 1 Invoked Ragin. Now, I love this card. It is one of my favorites from the Invoked monsters, not because it's at 3, but because it's mandatory at 3, in my opinion. Ragin, dope card, flips the monster face down. That's all he does. No, really, that's all he does. No, really, that's all he does. He just flips him face down. It's pretty cool. It basically says, fuck you. For the next card, you want to run 1 Malaganica. This is basically to banish your opponent's Max C or banish your own. Basically telling them, that's what you get for activating Max C, bitch. I'm about to hit you with a 3k monster in the face. And if you have an Alistair, 4k. And if you have another Alistair in your hand, that's a 5k. Basically taking down Obelisk. Basically what I'm saying is, this is the god. Next, for the last one of, you want to run 1 Machaba. Don't know how to pronounce the name. Don't care how to pronounce the name. If I had 2 of this, I would run it. In my opinion, Machaba is actually the ace of all the fusions. Not because of his effect, but because he has Dark Magician's attack stats. Which is pretty cool. Yeah. For the last Invoked monster, you want to run 1 Invoked Elysium. And this card is basically a dark hole on the field. They can activate at any time. Anyways, for the last fusion, you want to run 1 Elden Entity Norden. We all know what Norden does. I really thought he was going to get hit in this ban list, but apparently not. Norden stays again. Anyway, guys, that's going to be it for my Windwitch Artifact Invoked deck profile. I hope you guys enjoyed, and if you did, please thumbs up this video to help my channel grow. Also, subscribe for more Yu-Gi-Oh content. I'll be releasing some new content very, very soon. The ban list came, and all the decks that I actually had planned out actually got either 1 Maxi taken away from them, or the Vanity's Emptiness taken away from them. So I had to basically remake those deck profiles. I'm going to get things straight. I'm going to get this shit ready for you guys, and this shit is Bobby popping. This is the Geass King signing out. Peace.